Philip.
Okay, thanks a lot, Bob. And you stay with us.
And Las Cruces.
Well, my friend Bob Nitzberg is off in honor of the Jewish holiday today, and Bob Alvarez has agreed to come in and give us a little sports news.
Well, Al, if you would ask me what's going on, I would say the NFL strike is still going on, and it doesn't look good right now.
All right, let's see what else.
Well, for a while there was talk that there might be pro football this Sunday, but you can forget that. The games have been canceled, and today 2 of the club presidents that joined the talks walked out. Tex Schramm and Dan Rooney of the Steelers have rejoined their teams. Free agency is still the key issue, and neither side has been willing to bargain. Well, on a brighter note, this Saturday at 7, the Miners, the only unbeaten team in the WAC, host the Hawaii Rainbows. Answer this question for me. Have you ever seen a line of people to buy UTEP football tickets? Well, that has been the case the entire week, and the pace should produce a record crowd on Saturday. Nothing like a few wins to fire up.
Pretty excited. Looking forward to seeing them win again.
Well, I've been looking forward to it all week, so I'm really thrilled about it. Hope they don't disappoint me by not losing, because I'm hoping they could win.
I think they're on their way, hopefully. We'll see.
How fired up are you to see this Saturday's game?
Real excited. I couldn't wait to get out of work so I could go buy the tickets.
Hawaiians, they should stay out in the middle of the Pacific somewhere. They shouldn't hit the mainland. Us Howleys over here will show them what's happening in football.
Well, we'll find out on Saturday. The real high school football season begins tonight. That's district play. Coronado and Jefferson meet at Bowie. Don Brooks is the head coach at Coronado. Don, first of all, a tough preseason schedule left you at 1-2 going into district play. Do you think that's going to be an advantage or disadvantage for your ball club?
Well, you know, we saw some bright things, and then we saw some things that we didn't execute very good at times, and we're just going to have to keep improving every week, but I think the tough district schedule helps you.
You know, a lot of talk was around your passing game. You had Trey Sullivan coming back, and he's done a fine job for you thus far this year. But your running backs have played an important part in your game so far.
That's true. You know, we'd like to have a balance, but we know Tress can throw the ball, and I think we got some backs that can run with it this year, and we need to balance it out and make it pretty well even, 50-50.
You're coming off a tough loss against Bel Air. What was your feeling in that of the ball club after Saturday's loss?
Well, I thought we hit pretty well, and I think both teams hit real well, but at the same time, you know, I think we made a lot of mental mistakes that we shouldn't have made and might have contributed to our loss.
What do you think about Jefferson tonight? What are some of the things you're going to have to do to come out with the win this evening?
Well, we're going to have to play with as much emotion as we played last week, not have a mental letdown, and just go out and play the type of game we can play and hit and hustle on the football field.
Well, Coach, listen, thanks for taking out your time to be with us, and we want to wish you good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Well, it'll be Jefferson and Coronado playing tonight at Bowie, and we will have all of those highlights for you tonight at 10. Live at 5, I guess we'll continue after this.
Who is down live at the Sun Bowl, trying desperately to keep his feet dry. Bob?
Well, thanks a lot, Kim. The wind has picked up here at the Sun Bowl, and the field is a little wet, but really should have no effect on tonight's game. It's UTEP against Lamar. We are with the Lamar head coach, Ray Alborn. Coach, coming off a big victory last week, so nothing like a little momentum to come here.
Well, of course, UTEP had a big win, too. And this should be exciting for our players, though most of them come from hometowns that have only about 3,000 or 4,000 people, so they've never seen this many folks. It ought to be exciting for them, a great opportunity to play a good football team.
Last week, a school record, 581 yards total offense in the victory over Northeast Louisiana. Talk to us about your offense.
Well, we run the run and shoot, and then use motion and trips, 4 wide receivers. We go 3 to one side, balance up some. I have a good running back by the name of Burton Murchison. It kind of reminds me of Harvey a little bit, the ability to make people miss him. We're throwing the football a good bit, but we're a true run and shoot football team.
Defensively, you've had a problem stopping the run, and UTEP likes to mix it up pretty well. So what do you think you have to do to shut them down?
Well, I think we're going to really have to get around the football because of Harvey and his ability to run the ball, and then we're going to really have to play well in the secondary because I think Haggerty throws the ball well. He got some speed at wide receiver, capable of getting a big play. We'll have to play better than we have played all year to hang in here with these people.
Well, thanks for your time.
Okay, my pleasure.
UTEP against Lamar, the ball game starting at 7:05, and I'll have all the highlights tonight at 10, so if you don't come on down to the ball game, make sure you join me then. You know, next week, the Miners are going to be in Colorado Springs to face the Air Force Academy. Today, the Falcons hosted Notre Dame, and they could not stop the 11th-ranked Notre Dame offense. The Irish won easily, 35-14. Let's take a look. The Irish led 7-0 in the first quarter when Tony Rice scored his second touchdown. The Air Force answered with Albert Booker. 14-7 was as close as the Falcons would get. Notre Dame led 28-14 in the fourth quarter when Heisman Trophy candidate Tim Brown took this punt and erased 74 yards for the score. That was his third punt return this season. 11th ranked Notre Dame 35, Air Force 14. The Falcons are 5-2 on the year. Elsewhere in the WAC today, a non-conference ball game between Wyoming and Houston. The Cowboys won that one 37-35. The Cowboys are now 5-2 on the season. Well, this afternoon, the Aggies were at Long Beach State. New Mexico State scored first on a 52-yard run by Anthony Singleton. But that was it for the Aggies. They lost. The final score was 33-6. In the Southwest Conference, Texas was at Arkansas, ranked 15th. Both teams were unbeaten in the league. That honor now belongs solely to the Longhorns, who won on the last play of the game. Eric Metcalf gave the Longhorns a 7-0 lead. This happened on the last play of the first quarter. The second quarter belonged to the Razorbacks. Barry Foster tied the score with this 10-yard run, and then quarterback Greg Thomas scored on the keeper. It was 14-7 Arkansas at the half. It was 14-10. This is the last play of the game. Brett Stafford looking. He will find Terry Jones in the end zone. The Longhorns upset the Razorbacks 16-14. Let's go to the Southwest Conference scoreboard. Texas A&M won in Waco for the first time since 1977, Baylor's first conference loss. James Gray scored 4 touchdowns, and that helped Texas Tech beat Rice 59-7. And TCU came back from a 10-3 deficit at the half to beat North Texas State 19-10. Now time to talk high school football. Andress and Irvin keep on winning, so they continue to share the top spot in District 1-5A. Both are 4-0. Eastwood is also 4-0, and that's good for the lead in District 2-5A. Last night, the Troop marched past Canutillo 44-20. At Canutillo, Eastwood led 7-0 in the first quarter. When John McCartan, the 140-pound junior, got the call, he went 43 yards, and after a 2-point conversion, it was Eastwood 15, Canutillo nothing. On their next possession, quarterback Rocky Daly scored from 30 yards out. The Troop rushed for 346 yards last night, and they beat Canutillo 44-20. At El Paso High, Andress was leading the Tigers 21-6 in the second quarter when Derek Brown caught that touchdown pass from Manny Avila. Andress would then go for the 2-point conversion. It would go from Avila to Corey Hooks, and thanks to 5 El Paso High turnovers, Andress beat the Tigers 41-6. At Irvin High School, Larry Sims was playing quarterback last week. Last night, he was returning this punt 62 yards for the score. Irvin quickly jumped out to a 7-0 lead over the Coronado T-Birds, and the Rockets were not through in the first quarter. Cesar Ortiz, the quarterback who was hurt last week, was back last night, and he scored from 26 yards out. And after that, the Rockets went on to beat Coronado. The final score was 35-21. Well, El Paso's rugby team, the Scorpions, kicked off their season this afternoon with a 32-20 victory over Davis Monathan Air Force Base from Tucson, Arizona. Last year, the Scorpions finished third in the 12-team Rio Grande Rugby Union. Their home games are played on Armstrong Field at Fort Bliss. Well, the 1987 World Series begins tonight in Minneapolis. My heart is telling me that the Twins are going to win this one, and I'll guess that it will go 7 games. The San Diego Chicken, or I guess he's called just the Chicken now, will be here at tonight's ball game at his homecoming. The Miners have not won a homecoming ball game since 1977, but Kim, I'm going to take UTEP tonight in a shutout. Miners will take it 38-0. Once again, I'll have all the highlights for you tonight at 10. Reporting from the Sun Bowl, I'm Bob Alvarez. Kim?
Thanks, Bob, and good luck to you guys. Don't go away. Some tips. Bob Alvarez joins us now with sports, and today was the last day for the unofficial teams. How'd they do?
Well, some won and some lost. Next week, the real men of the NFL will be back. So, boy, I can't wait, let me tell you. For most of the non-union players, today was their last fling in the big time. However, some of these guys will remain in the NFL, possibly among them former Miner quarterback Sammy Garza. Sammy got the starting nod today for the Cardinals against 75 yards late in the game. That's why San Diego beat the Raiders 23-17. And to answer all the phone calls asking, who are those guys on the scab ball graphic? Three of my heroes, Mo, Larry, and Curly. Three guys who I think were wearing Miners uniforms last night in the first half because UTEP didn't look too good. However, for the first time since 1977, the UTEP football team gave its fans a real reason to celebrate on homecoming day. The Miners scored 28 points in the second half while on their way to defeating
the SEC, and he's standing by with this live report on tonight's matchup. Bob?
Well, thanks a lot, Chip. I think I was here about this time last year. Matthew Jackson is the newest Harlem Globetrotter, played some college ball at Savannah State, went to the service for a while and joined the Trotters in September. Let's talk about the travel, first of all. Is it ever something you get used to?
Well, I get used to it because, first of all, because I've been in the service and basically doing service travel. But here, I mean, you never get used to it because you're moving rapidly, but it's something that you have to do every day. And being in this business, if you love what you do, you get used to it. You get to put up with it.
You mentioned you are familiar with the Trotters because a former Trotter is from Savannah.
Yes, Larry Gator Rivers, who was a Trotter for 10 years, he was there. And he used to have these little summer camps back in our hometown. And with the ball handling skills and stuff, I used to go to the little camps when I was a little smaller, and that's why I got used to the techniques and stuff.
Show me that one trick that I'm going to try to do here in a minute. Raul, if you can catch the one, you know what we're talking about.
Just basic, simple, just ball handling, spin it on your wrist, then you let it come out to your arm. Catch it.
Okay, let me trade spots with you. While I try to learn this.